So has everyone played their Marathon Server Slam?
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
He loves it.
Too.
That's good. That's a good thing.
I take it you don't.
It's just a bad thing that this is a Destiny podcast.
Welcome to the Two Titans and a Hunter Destiny 2 podcast, a show dedicated to bringing you the latest intel, the mightiest news, and the boldest opinions from the farthest reaches of the Sol system. Whether you're a bright-eyed new Guardian fresh from the Cosmodrome or a battle-hardened veteran of the Red War, this is your Destiny destination. We'll arm you with tips, tricks, and tower-worthy tools to help you triumph, thrive, and revel in the glory of the fight. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
We're going to say hello. Are we going to say hello to people first?
Yeah, I'm going to say hello. Welcome. Welcome, Noble. Welcome, Peroty.
Am I still welcome? Or is it about time I'm out the way now?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
So,
I mean, Peroty did kind of thank you last week at the top of the show. I mean, did you want to thank the patrons again at the top of the show this week, Peroty? So that Noble's here and he actually is thanked while he's here.
Yeah, I didn't hear last week.
Do I want to wait until I hear the screaming of the children and have him go off and then thank him immediately once he leaves?
Yeah.
It seems awfully quiet over there. Maybe I won't. Yeah, no, we might as well because we love all of our wonderful patrons. Renar Kalant, the man who found yet a new cat cosmetic and ran to Eververse to buy it. So now again he is fully catted out. He has a cat kit. We're good. Our grenade throwers of Bacon Cheeseburger, Golden God 1562, the man Kuna from Texas, Feral, and there's one more. Noble, I believe his name is.
Noble.
I'm a Frenchman.
Noblal.
I'd rather be a Frenchman than a hunter, so that's fine.
Noble.
What about a French hunter?
No.
Ooh. I just no.
No. No, oui. That's it. We've just lost everybody from France.
Please, not a French hunter.
They weren't here to begin with. Come on now.
They might have been.
Maybe. But yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Noble, and thank you everyone else who has gone to Patreon and said, we appreciate that you're still here doing this, and here's some shekels to keep doing it. We appreciate it, and hopefully you'll still appreciate us as we continue to babble on about Destiny. we are not going to give you all the doom and gloom, limited doom, and just a tiny bit of gloom. Well,
yeah, I mean, I am kind of fed up with all the doom and gloom. I mean, there's so many videos out there and so many content creators that like, I get it, we get it. We have kind of constructively moaned about the game recently because that's what it's kind of come down to, is that there's things that we're kind of missing, there's things that we want Bungie to do, and we constructive feedback to Bungie. We're not just kind of shouting and making 10,000 videos on the same subject, which is one video each week.
So
and that's
not dropping a name in it or anything.
No names, because there are a plethora of content creators that are upset that they have to go play another game.
Put your 10 pence forward.
Nope. No.
Once you start complaining, you might never be able to stop. It's a slippery slope. You just start complaining, and then just complaints all the way down.
Well, I mean, we are British. We are very good at complaining.
Silently moaning in a corner.
Complaining and queuing, we are very good at them.
Yeah.
Do you complain? Do you look forward to the queue so you can complain? Does that give you joy to see a queue, and then you're just thinking of new exciting ways to complain about the queue? I think some people do. Yeah, you wait for the queue, and then you're like, oh. And then if somebody tries to push in, there's all hell to pay.
There is no pushing in this dojo.
Well, you say that, but you get the silent complainers that just like, push in. I don't know what to do. Push in. Do I say something? Anyway, why are we talking about this silly stuff? Destiny.
I don't know.
Back to Destiny.
You started it.
Well, I mean, should we go through this week in Destiny? Because it's very light. So we've got a Praxic time trial update for the 26th of February 2026. It's still going on. and they are going to be looking at extending it to 21 minutes on their API timer, because they're not going to extend it by another week because we might not have something to do next week, but you get 21 minutes to complete it now instead of 20. How do you feel about that? Do you feel...
Oh, you got 21 minutes to go.
Well,
Anyway,
they
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
thank
think
all
that.
the Guardians that have participated and completed it so far, but it's been brought to their attention, and their analytics team confirmed there is a slight gap between the in-game timer and the API reports that you clear. So for the discrepancy, they're going to adjust it by a minute. So hopefully you've completed it and you will get your emblem at some point. We then have some tips. Yeah, we have some tips this week for speeding through the Equilibrium dungeon, which I feel would have been better last week at the beginning of it, because people are busy at the weekend. They might not get to... I know, this drops on a Thursday, but it drops on a Thursday evening in the UK. And, if you're working on Friday and you're out at the weekend, and heaven forbid that you're not being able to play Monday or Tuesday, that's it. It's over and done with. So, as I say a lot of times, Bungie, please can we have things like this ahead of time? If you've got some tips to share with people, share them the week before, because it was running for 2 weeks. It wouldn't have hurt you to kind of give some hints and tips at all. Yeah. So we've got some tips in there on, your fine team configuration, preparing loadouts, making sure that, maybe you've got like 2 or 3 loadouts, one for traveling fast, one for kind of fighting things, I guess. So
Killing quickly and moving quickly.
Yeah, killing quickly, moving quickly, and then they've broken down each encounter. Again, be quick, and the second encounter, be very fast, and the third encounter, go quick again.
Faster.
Yeah, move faster. Oh, and no, there's patience in there. So there's quick, and patience.
Patience and time, or just patience?
No, that's not coming back, but just patience.
No,
Okay, so just patience.
There's no time.
Right.
There's no time. Well, there's an extra minute of time, but there's no you know what I mean. You should be able to kill the boss in one phase. I mean, I know you can do it on normal, but you just have to make sure that you've got that Praxic blade attached to your hip. Do not take it off, and hopefully you get it done. Noble and I have not done it this week. Noble did not show up at any of the appropriate times that I was on, so we couldn't sync up to do it, could we, Noble? And I'm blaming you, because it's all your fault.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. But we did manage to do your Grandmaster Vanguard alerts, didn't we?
Yeah, this is where I get to call out Donnie, innit? For him being the problem.
No, Donnie's not. Don't be nasty to Donnie.
No, I'm going to be nasty to Donnie. It was all his fault. He ate up all the revives. He took up all the time. It was all him.
Yeah, we did 2-man it and get through it.
Yeah.
But we did just twirl a blade round, which you are still upset about, that we just twirled the blade round and just walk through most of it. And yeah, we had a little bit of time at the end. So, well, I say
we had revives left, Donnie.
Yeah, we had revives left until it said you don't have any revives left, but I didn't make the same. I think but last time, if I hadn't have accidentally fallen down the hole at the back trying to kill the wizard, we would have been all right. It was just that I didn't know there was a hole there because I hadn't played it for so long. So this time I knew there was a hole there. I stayed away from the hole, and yeah, we completed it.
To be fair, I was trying to not blame you. You know what I mean? I was like, no.
I take responsibility for falling down a hole and then kind of, it's just.
Someone has to be patient enough not to try to attack things and then die immediately.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. I'm not that patient. Sometimes I do get impatient, and I'm like, I really want to kill stuff. I want to throw my blade. I want to kind of do this, do that, and kind of do the chop, 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 and then get the swirly thing going around me, and ooh, yeah. Nope.
Yeah,
from
the artifact.
You have to hold the left trigger, and that's it. You are the respawn point.
Sometimes I like that. If I'm kind of, I like to put all attention on the game. It's like, so I don't like, even when I'm playing like the throwaway, and I'm kind of doing all the different challenges to get all those orders done. I'm like, I'm focused on getting that done as quick as possible, so that I don't have to then worry about it for the rest of the week. Like I did this week. I mean, there was the weekly challenges were quite fun, arc and stasis kills, I think it was, generate orbs, and then do 50 orders. And just standing in that throwaway, just constantly swapping over weapons and abilities and things. I'm like, I love doing this. I know it's mind-numbingly boring, but I feel that a sense of achievement once I've completed all of those things. And then I think I did the daily ones as well. And I got up to rank, I think, 18 or 19 on the reward track. And that was like the first day. I'm like, brilliant, got that done, dusted. I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. Because it kind of gives me a bit of anxiety. If I get to the next week and I haven't unlocked everything that's Zavala, and I haven't unlocked all the armor pieces, or I haven't got those new things that you can kind of go and trade near the Monument to Lost Light to get engrams and other things from. I'm like, I want to get all of those things. And then I have to remember to go back at the end of the week, like on the Tuesday before reset, and pick up the stuff on my alternate character, like the engrams and things, so I can get more armor and weapons on them. So
doesn't have that effect on me. I'm too busy concentrating on just keep trying to get one number to go up. I can't be bothered trying to get multiple numbers to go up.
Well, I mean, those numbers will go up in the process of making the one number go up.
Yeah.
And then all the things you've gotten with that one number will no longer be important. Think of all the vault space you have when you delete everything you've gotten getting that number to go up. It'll be new and fresh all over again.
My vault's doing all right. It's at 991. I do have some things to sort out in the postmasters, though. There's some things that need to be sorted.
He's got plenty of room. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of room for now. I mean, I know we've got Guardian Games coming up, sort of, and yeah.
Do we? Are we sure?
Well, I mean, I'm going to drop in what's happening next week in Destiny, and here's a hint: it's not Guardian Games, but there might be a portal modifier that.
Ooh, I've got another hint.
It's
not Iron Banner.
No, there's no Iron Banner. There's no Guardian Games.
Hey.
But there might be one of those portal modifiers that gives you a bonus in something. So I think that's what they've hinted at, that for the next couple of weeks we're going to be doing things like that and extra challenges like we had with the Equilibrium Dungeon. So I'm going to drop that in now. And so you're not surprised there's no Guardian Games next week.
Excellent.
This is your weekly rundown for Destiny 2 Renegades, week 14 starting on March 3rd. Again, it's another quiet week in Destiny, with the odd random boost being available in portal activities. Our next live event is the Guardian Games arriving at the end of the month. Over in the Portal Crucible Ops this week will be competitive, control, and another Crucible playlist mode, with Trials of Osiris at the weekend. Other non-featured modes of 3v3 hardware mix and 6v6 Rift can be found over on the Crucible Director. In the solo ops we have Skywatch, the Salt Mines, the Conflux, Creation, K1 Logistics, and Caldera, with the new solo ops Typhoon Imperator. In the fighting ops we have one of the rotating reclaim missions, with this week being Conductor's Keep, Heist Battlegrounds Moon, and Defiant Battlegrounds EDZ, with the Sunless Cell Strike. Strikes added in week 2 of Renegades with the Birthplace of the Vial, Exodus Crash, Warden of Nothing, and the Arms Dealer. Also still in the fighting ops are the Battlegrounds Behemoth, Core, Oracle, Foothold, Delve and Conduit, Expedition Nessus, the Strikes of Liminality, Hypernet Current, Insight Terminus, Fallen Saber, the Devil's Lair, Proving Grounds, the Inverted Spire, and the Glassway, Empire Hunts the Warrior, Technocrat and Dark Priestess, and Savathun Spire Offensive. In the arena ops are Season of Plunders, Ketch Crash, Season of Loss, Astral Alignment, and Season of the Haunted's Nightmare Containment. In the Pinnacle ops we have the 3 dungeon layers, Pit of Heresy Beneath the Necropolis, Duality Nightmare of Goron, and Warlord's Ruin Locus of the Wailing Grief, with Onslaught Widow's Call, Episode of Revenant's Contest of Elders, and the Coil. New to the Pinnacle ops we have the exotic mission Vox Obscura, with the Dead Messenger exotic Waveframe Grenade Launcher as the main reward, and Episode Heresy's Dear Allies mission, for the Barradide exotic submachine gun. Returning exotic missions include Heliostat, with Wolfsbane exotic axe as the main reward, Presage, with the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle being the main reward, Node Override Avalon, with the Excalibur exotic glaive being the main reward, Starcrossed, with the Witchkeeper exotic bow being the main reward, the Whisper, with the Whisper of the Worm exotic sniper being the main reward, Kel's Fall, with the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun being the main reward, and Encore, with the Choir of One auto rifle being the main reward. Also in the portal is the new Vanguard Alerts tab, found in the Seasonal Hub, which consists of weekly challenges in Vanguard, Arena, Crucible, and Grandmaster alerts. Over on the Lawless Frontier, the contested territory will start this week's rotation with Europa, and the Fire and Ice exotic mission will be Arc Threat. On Kepler, featured mission 1 this week will be the Invitation, and featured mission 2 will be Gouge. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strand and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind One features Scorn enemies and the Plague, Sicarus and Veracus. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Forfeit Shrine over in the Gardens of Vasilia. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian and the Wandering Nightmare, the Fallen Council, are both located in Archer's Line. Nightmare hunts Dydron, Servitude, Tanix, Isolation, and Scolus, Pride. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Tanix and the Apostate Sniper. On Europa this week, Coradis the Dark Priestess will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Runes will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Survival. Dares of Eternity expert difficulty rounds are Vex, Cabal, and Crota. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Perfector's armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 2. Scathelock, Extraordinary Rendition, Brass Attacks, Threaded Needle, Code Duello, Imperial Needle, Far Future, Honor's Edge, Distant Terminus, Interference 6, Shepherd's Watch, and Annual Skate. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Arrival, Altar of Reflections Choice, and Altar of Reflections Pact. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Attack, with the Kinetic Bow, Feltar Diddle, and Borgon Hive Knight as the boss. The Lightfall weekly mission is Breakneck, the Partition mission will be Backdoor, and the Vex incursion will be Zephyr Concourse. In the Pale Heart is the exotic class item mission Dual Destiny, and the 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission, with a Grandmaster version guaranteeing you the Ergosum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Lost Sector rotation for this week will start with Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome, Aphelios Rest on the Dreaming City, The Quarry on the EDC, Concealed Void on Europa, K1 Communion on the Moon, Thrillerdrome on Neptune, The Conflux on Nessus, Metamorphosis on the Throne World, and The Broken Deep in the Pale Heart. All Legacy raids and challenges are now available all the time, and at present there are also no featured raids or dungeons each week, but you can farm past raids and dungeons for their respective exotic weapons, with no weekly lockouts. Over on Kepler we have the Desert Perpetual raid, and Desert Perpetual Epic raid, with both versions dropping tier +3 loot, with the chance for the exotic rocket launcher Whirling Ovation to drop. Over on Venus, the new dungeon Equilibrium has the chance for the exotic combat bow Heirloom and the Dark Matter Crystal for the Praxic blade to drop. The exotic mission rotated will be Kel's Fall over in the Legends tab, with the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun being the main reward, and the episode Revenant weapon set. The exotic missions, the Whisper and Zero Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. And that's it for the 14th week of Renegades.
You know, now that we know what we're not getting. Yeah, I know DMG basically, put out a call saying, hey, like what kinds of things like those challenges would you be interested in seeing? Because, yeah, that's what we've got for the next couple of weeks. It's,
well, I'd say more than a couple of weeks. I think they're going to try to stack it up for the next couple of months.
The royal couple of weeks. But yeah. I mean, in the very short term, at least until Marathon launches, there's definitely nothing major going to happen. So,
no.
Yeah, just, what would you guys like to do while you're running around doing all the other things?
See, the confusing thing was that Gaming Animal would put out an updated Eververse calendar, and his look through the API, it looked like Guardian Games was coming on the 3rd as a kind of stopgap, I'm guessing, because of them not releasing Shadow and Order at that point. But then they've then said last week that it's going to be delayed to the end of the month. So we're possibly going to get 2 weeks of nothing. And then the last 3 weeks of March are going to be the Guardian Games, which then puts the Gaming Animal video out of sync for what's in the Eververse calendar. So I'm like, are they just going to skip 3 weeks and it's just going to be on the 4th week? That stuff's going to come the first week of March now. So I'm like, ugh. So I'm trying to get my video prepared for... I've got like 2 or 3 versions of next week's video. Like, which one is it gonna be?
Just put them all out and just call it a choose your own adventure. Which of these, by like count, which of these would you prefer to happen the most?
Yeah, because I like to get it literally 90% done before it drops, and then I go and check just to make sure like what the extra shaders are and what the extra transmat effects are, and then just update those and then put the video out. But it's like, otherwise, I mean, there's no point in me dropping a video now and then it completely different by the time Tuesday rolls around, because what's the point of telling people? So I like to be on point at the time. So gotta wait until Tuesday just to verify.
Out of curiosity, as soon as you mentioned it, did anybody else get really annoyed about the DMG tweet?
Which one?
Where he,
the don't expect much for the next couple of weeks.
no,
Also,
the one where he asked people, like, what is it that you'd actually like to see us do? What sort of activity would you like to see? Where he was basically asking the community like what they wanted, because that really annoyed me. The amount of negativity he received back.
Oh well,
the negativity,
When outright saying, like, what do you guys want? Would you like to see? Like, yeah, we've pushed this back, and yeah, it sucks and everything else. So, what would you like to fill your time up with?
Yeah,
and then this poor guy just gets perpetually punched in the face. For trying to,
he's got the job of like the person that's in retail at the front of the store that is just kind of customer service. That is his job. He takes the brunt of everything, all the complaints, all the even like nice things. That unfortunately he takes it all. Bless him, and he shouldn't. It should be further up the chain. But
I get so wound up by it all when I see it. When I see people just being outright
nasty for no reason.
Just idiots. It's the only word I can think of.
If he was the only person making, developing, and putting out the game, then have at it. Go at the guy. But for the guy that is a community manager that is just trying to kind of build bridges with the community. Don't take it out on DMG.
And give you something that you want. Hence him asking, what is it that you'd like to see? Oh, well, this guy's asking what we want to see, so I'm going to punch him in his face for asking, because how dare he be nice?
Yeah.
So, heaven forbid.
I mean, again, I'm 100,000% with you, and I'm, and like I said last week, I mean, this is why we had the Destiny 2 team account, so you wouldn't be punched in your face directly, so you could be punching the company face, or someone else could take the face punches, or you could just tweet it and walk away and go, "Yep, we've put this out there. Now I don't need to see it." Now I don't need to live in all the negativity and the toxicity.
Yep.
I mean, but also, I mean, like, again, like, I just don't know why he's saying anything on his account about the game, given the state the game is in and given the state the community for the game is in. Because you're just going to receive a torrent. Because, I mean, it's blood sport on the internet, I won't even say making fun, but just complaining about things.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a video going around this week. The title was something like, "We don't even play games anymore. We just argue about them." And it's like, it's just people wanting to argue about something. And it's like, I mean, there is a tiny piece of it of maybe if you're going to ask the community for things, one, don't do it on your personal account, do it on the company account. So then someone else can sort through, or your social media tools can sort through the responses.
Yeah.
And two, maybe don't ask people what they want to see only when things are the worst. I think it's like,
I don't think he does though. I do generally think that he does ask throughout like the Destiny life cycle, is that he has always asked, what would you like to see next? What would you like to see here? What would you like to do? So it's not like he does just come on when there's a drought or when it's a kind of lull in Destiny. He does genuinely ask that question quite a lot.
Yeah, like even when he's doing, because you often see him tweeting about, like his trials successes for the week, or what he's got and things like that. And even then, he's asking people, what were your favourite roles throughout the week? What did you think of trials this week? Did you all have a good time with it? Did you think there was something negative about it? X, Y, Z. And the guy is always there. He's always asking for the community's input. And then, it's not a great time for the game, but it's no different. He is there. And it's weird because, like we said last week, he went, did DMG, he left, and then he came back again. And when he left the Destiny 2 community team, that entire Twitter, X, whatever, thing just seemed to vanish. And then when he came back, it seemed to pick up again. Like, DMG was the only person with access to it. And now it seems to have vanished again. Like, what happened to it?
Yeah, like is he the only? I mean, I know. I won't say I know. I'm pretty sure like other community people are still there. I'm pretty sure he's not the only person doing any community outreach in Bungie. Like I feel like they have other people who work there, and their job title is something around community management and community outreach and community whatever. Is it DMG doing the Bungie stuff and one other person doing the Marathon team account? Because I've seen the Marathon team posting a bunch of things, so they have that login. Like, why are we now? I don't know. I mean, it's like what you don't have to put yourself in front of the firing squad. You know, there's a firing squad coming. That's what the company account should be for. Like, it seems like a stupid thing to be like, talking about, but it's like this. Gamers are by and large not a great lot of people. You're gonna see just toxicity and BS from everyone and everything across the internet about everything around video games. Why would you put yourself in front of that? You have infrastructure in place to avoid some of this.
I don't understand why he keeps putting himself in front of it, but I don't understand, why Bungie even keep allowing him to put himself in front of it. Like,
right?
Like they talk about all this support and everything else that they give, like all this game to give and all that. What they do, but it's fine for the community manager to be used as a punch bag,
right? Like if you're
that suits us, so it's fine.
Then support him, right? Like if you're talking about the game, you should be talking about the game from the game accounts.
Yeah.
If you're asking, for community, if you're doing community support, yeah. I mean, if you're just like, hey, I played Trials this week, I got this cool drop. What'd you get? Fine, put that on your personal account. That's, you're still going to get some percentage of garbage just because of who you are and because of who the internet is. But but if you're working, work from the work account, and then you can share that load and that burden a little bit.
Yeah, he shouldn't be having to go home and still look at it. And like I say, I do believe that Bungie should be supporting him more and giving him better tools.
Yeah, like I don't understand why he's making himself the face of this.
It's just really annoyed me, and I just wondered if I was by myself because I mentioned it in the Discord, obviously, that it was really annoying me.
Yeah. Oh no, not at all. Just people, you're trying to solicit feedback, trying to just give it any information, just trying to do anything, and it's just a torrent of garbage. It's like that is not.
Yeah, it's not what he's there for, man.
Some of us are old enough to remember this is why we stopped getting information to begin with, because you all were sending death threats to the community management team.
Yep.
And Bungie was just like, all right, we're going to stop telling you anything, and you're going to like it.
Yeah, you're going to put up with it.
Maybe not be toxic children. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But if you guys wanted to have a look at some other people's solo floor lists or guides that they did with the Praxic time trial, there's quite a few videos in this week's TWAB of other people doing it and their builds and things. So if you want a hint, they're there as well. And I don't want you guys to be too surprised. The new player guide has had an addition of activities.
I like activities. Exotic missions.
I wonder what activities it is. It's going to be patrol missions or something like that, isn't it?
No. We'll see. We start with a list of exotic missions, our dungeons, our raids, our activities in the portal. What all these, solo, fire team, arena, all that stuff means. Our portal customization, activities in the seasonal hub, seasonal conquests. Oh, and then activities in the world tab because that's still a whole thing. Although, guys, you need to fix your link for the lost sectors. It's apparently broken. So the lost sectors have been lost, so you can't see the lost sectors.
Lost to time.
It's been lost. But there's your public events and your Vanguard node, Crucible node, Gambit got mentioned. Look at that.
See?
Hold the front door. Does that mean that we're getting an update? So what's happening to go?
No. They're just like, listen, we made this cool snake icon. We got to put it somewhere. And say these are things you could still play in the game. They will not give you up-to-date loot or anything, but you could still play them. And then you could get old loot, and then you could have it and put it in your vault and go, yep, this takes up space now. But it's certainly there if you wanted to play it. We also had an update, 9.5.5.3 this week. Let's see, what did we fix? What did we fix? So we fixed the issue with the derealized Pinnacle op that becomes soft-locked at the defeated Blight Sentinels objective.
Yep.
They fixed an issue where the derealized Pinnacle op was taking damage from the Caltrop Bane, would remove the Torn Between Dimensions buff. That seems important. They fixed an issue where the Weapon Foundry overcharges were not applying in arena ops or the shooting range. One of those seems very important to the game. Your Garner of Salvation raid. They fixed an issue where the Voltaic Overflow buff was not dropping to progress and complete encounter as expected. In the Prophecy Dungeon, they fixed an issue where reward chests were not operating as intended. They were taking rewards from you versus giving them. They were like little mimic chests going, nom, 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 nom. At least that's what I like to imagine.
Yeah.
I want one of those chests. I'm happy to lose it if it says that to me.
Your exotic weapon, the Lament. They fixed an issue where the Lament's light attacks would not activate sword-based artifact perks. Because it's a chainsaw, it's not a sword. The Hunter Shadow Shot. They fixed an issue where the Shadow Shot tether could tether enemy players through walls and suppress longer than intended in PvP. And Nova Warp Warlocks. They fixed an issue where the Nova Warp's light attack could tether airborne players. So I guess it was tethering people and shouldn't be. I don't know. If anyone's out there still using Nova Warp, help. The reward pass and timeline countdown are temporarily turned off and will be updated to June 9th in a later release. Now, I did read that initially and said the reward pass and timeline countdown. I initially read that as the reward pass, period, new paragraph, and the timeline countdown. So no, your reward pass is not turned off. Just the timer is turned off because they're like, listen, the timers are wrong. We'll fix them later. So you can still get rewards. The timeline is still there. There's just no countdown telling you when exactly it'll end because it's going to be June 9th. And they fix an issue where players, purchasing the Light and Dark Saga Dungeon key pack with full quest or consumables would not receive the access to the dungeons. Or you could just change and simplify all of these 10,000 packs to buy to play this game. But hey-ho, here we are.
Yeah.
So that's what they fixed this week. So basically, yeah, if you've been trying to do Garden of Salvation or if you've been trying to run Derealize and get that done for your Barrow Diet. There's the word. I was like, don't forget the name of this con. I'm
say that. Noble needed to get it done for one of his challenges to do his Guardian ranks this week, and we went to do that, and we came across that problem with the soft lock of the blights, and it's really weird because we got into the room and it's where you have to go and kill, I think, the ogres, pick up their essence, and then go and kill some more taken with the essence, and then you slam once you've been charged up on the blights. And there's 2 blights that are lower down, and then there's 2 blights that are up in the air that you need to kind of be taken so that you can jump on the different platforms. And because it was on Master or Grandmaster version of it, we couldn't change our loadout. And my jump, I couldn't, because it wasn't coming up, again, it was soft locked. It wasn't coming up that I was going to be taken. So I couldn't, you could kind of see the floating things, but they weren't whole enough to stand on. I couldn't jump from one position to get to the blight. I mean, it took me forever. There was a lot of kind of bouncing around for the jump that I had. Noble could do it on his jump, but then I couldn't come out of it. But yeah, we managed to kind of get it and push past the soft lock. But yeah, it was
good, at least.
We then ran out of time, which then turned off all our revives, and we were like, damn it.
It wasn't very helpful.
No.
Yeah. Again, that's the one mechanic I wish they would just do away with. I mean, I'm glad it doesn't kill you on the timer, but if you've worked hard enough to get those revives and then just have them all, take half of them, penalize me if you want, but that's an awfully harsh penalty for, sorry, you took too long. How dare you?
Yeah, I do like to take my time in things, but yeah, that was a bit of a pain. We'd spent about 40 minutes in it, and yeah, we couldn't get anywhere because it was like...
It was more annoying, I think, because it was a soft lock. You know what I mean? It was more annoying because the time it had taken wasn't really on us.
Right. It's like we were here. We were trying to do it. It's not my fault if I can't get past this jumping puzzle.
Yeah. We were trying to play your game, and your game just wasn't playing the game.
Yeah, wasn't playing ball.
No. We also have unknown issues list because of course we do.
Why not?
Will there be different known issues or the same known issues? Or I guess we're going to find out. So it turns out hunters cannot double jump while blocking with the Praxic blade. Yeah, I mean that's why you swing it. You don't block. You have to swing the blade. Those are your options. So hunters, no double jumping while blocking with the Praxic blade. Flipping through the expansions tab can cause a visual issue where some tabs display silver prices over slots that hold items that cannot be bought for silver. So just a little scrolling issue in the expansions tab of what prices things are. Someone's taking all the prices and moving them around on you. We've identified an issue where the Renegades campaign activities and Lola's frontier jobs default to normal difficulty. Stop me if you've heard this one. Players can set the difficulty to expert when they jump into these activities if they like to earn greater rewards. But if you're trying to do the legendary campaign, completing these activities on either difficulty will still count for the legendary campaign. It does not matter. The Inverted Spire Nightfall, the non-portal variant, is not providing rewards at the end of the activity, so don't run it because you'll get nothing out of it. The advanced difficulty portal activities cannot be launched with avant-garde mode modifier active, which I'm pretty sure you need for one of the Guardian ranks to do something with avant-garde on it. So, no, you can't. And maybe it's just for advanced, maybe it's not for the other difficulties. I don't know. Shaping Dead Man's Tail with the Catalyst is causing Revision Zero's Catalyst Triumph to unlock. So, hey, if you don't want to do that one, Shape a Dead Man's Tail, and you'll get your Rev Zero Catalyst done. Players are unable to complete the Altar of Reflection Catalyst due to the bosses staying immune. Well, that's rude. Your Wolfbane's Light Attack are displaying the visual effects of Void instead of Solar still. Oh, the Kvostov does not gain status of Eyes Up Guardian when picking up Orbs of Light, while the Warlock's Song of Flame Super is active. I would love to know how those two things are related. The description of the Vanguard Alert Challenges weekly objective is incorrectly referencing the general activity challenges in its description. This objective can be progressed with the Vanguard Alert activity challenges or the Grandmaster Vanguard Alerts. Do the thing in the same menu to get the thing done.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, yeah, we had a couple new additions and a couple old favorites of, still broken. And I would love to know how the Kvostov and the Warlock are related. Why does one thing break the other? Computers are hard. And then we have more artwork and we have more videos. And, yeah. Oh, we have Sammy Cat. Hello, Sammy Cat. Completing Ghost of the Deep with only a bow, no HUD, master difficulty. That is insane. Well done.
Yeah.
She's ridiculous.
Completely.
I think it was on master. Was it master difficulty? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Master difficulty.
Yeah, because she was talking about it on Destiny Digest this past week, saying that she's been doing it and streaming it. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I see her online talking about trying to set it up, trying to get it working, trying to just figure out all the ins and outs. That's insane. But yeah, it's a great job. And yeah, all the Guardians working hard on your Praxic Time Trial Community Challenge. It's been a lot of joy to watch. We're planning on introducing new community activations and more rewards to explore more of the in-game content available in Destiny 2 in the next few weeks. With that in mind, again, another call for what activities, such as story missions, excision, user-generated content, or other game activities would you like to see? Build us a forge. I will just put the call out to say, forge. Give us a forge, let people build maps, Halo style, and that
works in Fortnite. Yeah,
works in Fortnite, worked in Halo.
It definitely does.
So yeah, what would be great is if we got just like what would it be like an update to Gambit?
Well, you say that.
Put it in the portal.
I have a topic not a sort of topic. Guardian Games. I want to kind of talk about Guardian Games because I was going back over like all the Guardian Game stuff for this week in Destiny, preparing just in case they went on Thursday. Oh, by the way, it is coming this coming week. So I went back and I was looking at all the other stuff that they've kind of given us and trying to explain that now it's going to be in the portal and it's going to be this and that. I completely forgot. Last year with the Guardian Games, they brought us one new thing and an updated thing for Guardian Games. Now, we had Guardian Games Supremacy, which is where, you go and collect the crests, and it was like class versus class versus class, so Hunters versus Warlocks versus Titans, and you would either be in mixed teams if you wanted to kind of do Supremacy mixed, or you could just be versus in the class. But the other thing that they gave us last year was class versus class Gambit, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. And the new thing that they gave us was the new boss rush mode called Rushdown, which I haven't heard anybody talking about for this upcoming Guardian Games. And the same with the class versus class Gambit. Now, if Gambit's not in the portal as such, do we think that the class versus class is going to be integrated into the portal? And maybe that's why they're taking an extra couple of weeks to put it in? Maybe for Guardian Games? Huh? Maybe.
Don't tease me. Don't tease me.
Well, I am teasing you.
If there is one part of this game that is not broken because they have not touched it, it is Gambit. Still works great. Still has the same kind of, handful of bugs with things falling through the floor it always has, and is also, not limited to Gambit. Any kind of moat will sometimes fall through the floor.
Yeah.
But again, it's still in a pretty good spot. Like, it's working. Like, it's it's there. It could desperately use a new map or 7 user generated content. But yeah, like it's there. I had forgotten about that too completely, because I just have given up while I still play it and while I still enjoy it, because you can also matchmake in Gambit, because there's enough people still playing it to matchmake quickly. In PvP, that's not always the case. But yeah, I would love them to remember it exists, and even just give us a Guardian Games version of it, even if it's not in the full game, which would make me sad. Some sort of portal enabled version of it would be fine.
Well, like we have with most of the other events that come along, when you go to the actual event tab and you scroll down and look at the reward pass and you look at the challenges of the day, they actually have a section for what you can actually do within this kind of
within the event.
Within the event, that's it, yeah. And normally it's like fly to the tower, like the one we had with the call to arms one. Fly to the tower, go and do whatever call to arms stuff there is, or go to the shooting range. So I'm hopefully thinking that they build the class versus class Gambit into that, so that they then don't have to worry about adding a separate node to the portal and mess up what they've kind of got so far if they're going to integrate it. But it's there for kind of the week, a bit like we have with heavy metal. It's only there for the week, so you can only play for the 3 weeks in Gambit. It might kind of give Gambit a resurgence as well, because if it's not in the portal, maybe other people don't know it's available. Because there was something else that they've been doing quietly, is cutting some of the content from the director. So the Crucible modes, we used to get a 3v3 playlist and a 6v6 playlist on the Crucible director if you go to the world map. And for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I believe, they've only left the 3v3 playlist. I think might be Rumble or it might just be private matches. So there's only the 2. And then on the odd occasion, they'll add an extra node into the portal and give us an extra playlist in there. So sometimes you'll get competitive, you'll get control, and you normally get an extra playlist mode. And then at the weekends, you get trials. But in some weeks, they give you 2 extra modes, and there's just the one in the thing. So because Gambit's not visible to kind of people that are just kind of playing the portal, it may be a way of kind of getting people into it, especially if it's just going to be the Guardian Games weapons that are tied to it. They then don't have to worry about armor pieces or like Gambit weapons that are in the Gambit loot pool. It's just the Guardian Games weapons that are going to be kind of included in it. So it might kind of work. And I completely forgot about Rushdown, which was the battling a series of bosses taken from Destiny 2's campaigns, seasonal story missions, and exotic missions. And each boss that you kind of complete, it gets harder and harder, up to, I think it was 5 times. But again, yeah, it's like, and there was a warm-up mode, a standard, and expert mode, and you could do it in fire teams, private, or class-based matchmaking for those as well.
Yeah, I completely forgot about all of that. The whole the Gambit and the Rushdown.
Which kind of gets me excited that, if it's coming back and it's only going to be for Guardian Games each year, that might get some people to come back and play, because that was the kind of change, wasn't it, for Guardian Games? It wasn't kind of, I mean, it's still about banking the medals and collecting the medals and going off and doing different things. But I kind of do miss that Nightfall kind of one that they used to do, where you could sort of cheese it, but you could do like high scoring Nightfalls and get medals for that, and then come back and bank.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see if they copy and paste from last year, or they add more stuff, or they do something completely different like they have done for some of the other events that we've got, and we've gone, oh, that's new.
I would like to hold out hope that they're going to add something, but I'm fully anticipating we're getting either exactly what we got last year or less than what we got last year, because there's just not the resources, because it needed a little bit of work, and that just isn't going to happen. Now, I mean, now it is after the marathon launch, so maybe if there is, again, for a 3-week event, for something that, like you said, has a chance to bring people back, or at least, be an interesting thing to play for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful maybe, like if it's going, hey, we can bring this back with a little bit of work, a little bit of bug fixing, maybe they'll do that. But I'm not holding my breath.
Well, looking at the API and looking on light.gg, there's only a limited amount of information that is available for Guardian Games, which kind of helps cement my thinking of that it isn't going to be next week, because normally we get an API update and there's kind of images and a bit more information about what the quests are going to be and things like that. But things that are still there are the All-Star Vector Skimmer. Looks like it's still going to be coming back again, and there's still, if people haven't got it, there'll still be that quest to kind of pick that up. There's the names of the new Eververse sets in light.gg. We've got the Cape Cobra, the Panthera Leo, and the Crowned Eagle sets for 2026, but no pictures as yet. I'm guessing they're still going to be available for 6,000 Bright Dust or 1,500 Silver. There's 2 new weapons. Again, there's no pictures to see, but it shows there's a Hollow 4 variant of each weapon. We've got a stasis aggressive frame hand cannon called the Triple Laureate, and a new solar rapid fire frame fusion rifle called the Beacon. Previous Guardian Games weapons like the Karunus, which was the arc adaptive frame trace rifle, the arc compressed wave frame heavy grenade launcher, the Hullabaloo, the Strad lightweight frame scout rifle, the Traxopose, and the Void aggressive submachine gun, the Title, are sort of there, but may not be included like we had with one of the other events that came back. I think it was the Solstice stuff. Like, there's been like so many Solstice weapons and Dawning weapons as well that they include one of the more recent ones. Like I think it was the Trace rifle, I believe, from the last event came back with new roles, but all the other weapons weren't included in the loot pool. So the latest one was the Trace rifle, the Karunus from last year, might come back with random rolls, and then we get the other 2 weapons, and the older weapons aren't going to be in the loot pool, but they could be. They could decide that they're going to do that.
Are we getting an armor set? I mean, like, I know we get the armor sets for Guardian Games. Do we think there'll be an armor set with some interesting perks to it? I can't remember if the one we had before.
Well, no, they're just the we haven't had, only the Solstice one came with armor perks. When we got the Dawning and when we got the Halloween event, the Fest of the Lost, they didn't come with armor that had any perks. It was only the Solstice set that came and had perks that were kind of solar. Guardian Games could come along with something, but for now it's just the Eververse sets that you can get that are, do the different glows, or they look kind of competitive.
Yeah,
sort of. The
visuals. Yeah. I mean, I'm still waiting for my Lustrous set to come back so I can go farm some more of that. I mean, that's something I would be very interested in if there was something with, with an interesting armor perk to it, or even just one of the armor perks that we, are no longer accessible. That, again, doesn't have to be not Lustrous because that's tied to an event, but even just one of the ones that you can't get anymore because it's just out of the current season. Throw that back onto something, going, hey, if you missed this, here's another chance to come back and get that stuff.
Yeah,
just another thing to say, hey, if you've lapsed, or if you're looking for a reason to come back and play, here's something worth going for. If you're looking at the weapons, going, yeah, I don't need new weapons. Yeah, those weapons don't excite me. The armor set perks, would be something to chase. Would be an interesting thing.
Yeah. I think there's still going to be a small chance of getting that new Call to Arms micro missile frame grenade launcher, that Gizmo Wef that you've got about 20 of already. Because it's an event, it should be one of the things that's in the loot pool. So it might be like 4 weapons in the loot pool.
Yeah,
and
there need to be the rate the weapons are dropping. We need to see some weapons. Otherwise, it's going to be here's my 7,000th version of the title. Great.
Yeah. There is a bundle of 4 shaders that are in the Eververse store for 800 silver, as we get with a lot of the events. They take away the event card, which was 1,000. Now they just give us a bundle of shaders that are at 800 silver. I'm not even going to pronounce them because some of them are weird. So you'll just have to wait for my This Week in Destiny video for those pronunciations.
For the weirdness.
Yes. I've got to learn them and how to say them, put them into Google and say, what is this word? Is it actually a word that's like a Greek word that I don't know how to say? Tell me how to say it, and then I will just repeat it.
Where did they find this word?
Yeah. But the other interesting thing that I was going to talk to you guys about is that when we got the information last week, the official information last week, that Shadow and Order, or previously known as Shadow and Order, is going to be delayed and it's going to be called something else. But they did mention that past raids and dungeons will be brought up to kind of in line with our tier system. And one thing that I've heard a lot of people say that is quite worrying is that when Bungie do that, they bring everything up and in line, is when they're kind of looking to kind of not sunset the game, but kind of just go, right, that's it. We draw a line under it. We had that with the Moments of Triumph with Destiny 1. It was kind of everything was brought up to the same power level. You can just go and play and enjoy. This is the game. We're going to do a few updates every now and then, maybe a few tweaks, but that's kind of the end of the game. And I have heard a lot of people get worried about that. But the other thing that is kind of interesting is that now it's being delayed and we kind of getting the updates to the dungeons. I've had a look at the dungeons that aren't currently kind of in a tiered system. The only one is the Equilibrium. Everything before that, so we've got Shattered Throne, Pit of Heresy, Prophecy, Grasp of Avarice, Duality, Spire of the Watcher, Ghost of the Deep, Warlord's Ruin, Vesper's Host, and Sundered Doctrine. Only a couple of those have weapons that you can go in and farm and get the red borders from. So if they're updating the old dungeons like Shattered Throne, are there any weapons? Are there any weapons that you would like to come back? I know, but be different, or how would you kind of put them into the tiered system? I mean, we've got things like Vouchsafe, which was the Void Scout rifle, Twilight Oath, which was the sniper rifle Solar, but that's a rapid fire frame. Oh no, but it's not a kinetic one. Never mind. No. Abide the Return, which was the Solar Sword, the Retold Tale, which was the Void Shotgun, Sleepless, which was the Arc Rocket Launcher, the Waking Vigil Arc Hand Cannon, and the Auto Rifle, the Tiger Spite, which was kinetic.
Right.
Yes, please.
Just all of those come back.
Yeah, just give me a roll right now.
Do you think that they're going to kind of go, right, you can get these ones, we'll update the roles, and we're just going to tier 5 them?
Yes, please.
Okay.
At this point, whatever they do to them is a bonus to me.
Yeah.
And I don't care what it is.
Yeah. Just honestly, in doing anything to get them into the loot pool, I mean, we need more weapons in the loot pool. I mean, especially if things are slowing down. And I mean, the delay is the delay, but it's like, if you've been playing with it any regularity, is there any weapon other than, an exotic raid or dungeon drop? Like, is there any weapon you're still looking for if you've been playing this game at all? Or do you not have 5,000 of them at, tier 5 or the highest tier you can get to by this point? Like, no. More is better.
I mean, obviously for me, there's a lot that I still need, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been playing with that regularity that you are mentioning. You know what I mean? But if they put the dungeon weapons back in there, like that's brilliant, because like the one thing I'd realised is the fact that there is a lack. They throw a lot at you, but there is a massive lack of actual weapons. Like
the quantity is there, but it's like, oh great, I've got 6 of these now after running a couple activities of everything. It's not like I'm getting 2 or 3 really good weapons. I'm seeing everything a lot. So I probably have a version I like, and you just sort of stop looking at them after a while. Or if your demon, put them in the vault and then evaluate them individually. But
like,
did they go back and do like?
I can't remember what they said, but like it'd be really nice if they do the same with the exotic missions as well.
They possibly could, but those exotic missions are now kind of in the portal and have like the season's weapons and armor dropping from them. And you do, if you haven't got the exotic, you do get the chance to get the exotic at the end.
Yes, but they added seasonal weapons, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, like, if you went and you did,
you can still get those. Funny thing is, if you don't play the Portal version of the exotic missions and you go over to the Legends tab and you play the exotic missions that are on the rotation, you can still get the armor and the weapons that dropped from those seasons.
Yes, but the weapons don't come tiered, do they?
No. But again, they haven't mentioned that, because if they
Yeah,
did...
that's what I'm saying. It's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Is that they bring
That would
back
be
those
nice.
weapons on a tiered system, because like these the
But do you want a tiered system for those weapons, or do you want to be able to kind of go in, get red borders for those weapons, and then craft your own version of the one that you want, and then through whatever kind of means that they're going to do, convert it into the equivalent of what the tiered system is now? Because that's what they did say that they were looking at doing for the depths and the crafted weapons that we've already kind of currently got in the game. But I'm thinking, like, with the Pit of Heresy, the Shattered Throne, the Prophecy Dungeon, those weapons aren't red bordered ones, and they're not
tiered.
And they're not tiered, yeah. So what would you rather see? Would you not rather see kind of those weapons come back to be farmed for red borders, to be crafted, or even the higher you kind of do, you get an adept version of it that you could then turn into a masterwork tier 5, blah, blah, blah? Or would you rather them kind of go back in and go, right, we're going to tier all of these weapons and now you can get them like this?
Personally, I'd rather they took everything and they swapped everything over to the tiered system. Now they've introduced this tiered system, and that's what they're working with. I don't want to see two different systems come into the mold and be like that. Well, we're going to have this one and we're going to have this one as well. Oh, and also, as well as that one there, we're also going to have adept crafted as well. So, like you've got your regular tier, then you've got your crafted tier, and then you've got your adept crafted tier as well. And no, I'd rather they just scrapped all of them and put all of them on the tiered system, personally.
Yeah, bring everything together into one system going forward.
Yeah. Having multiple systems in Destiny, it doesn't work. Same as it doesn't work having too many currencies.
Oh, we need more currencies. Come on, 6 or 7 more currencies at least.
it just doesn't. It's never worked for them, has it? They just need to concentrate on one thing and one thing alone. So if you're gonna make it where you have a tiered system, stick to your tiered system and say all that stuff now. It's all in the past. It's all done. It's see you later. We now work on a tiered system. Here they are. Go and get them.
Yeah, whatever the way forward is.
Would you rather them kind of clear if you still got the adepts and the red bordered versions or the crafted versions of those weapons, you can still keep them. But would you rather them kind of go, right, we're going to clean slate. You can go back into all the dungeons, all the raids, go and get the weapons. They're going to be tiered 5. So they are random rolls of those weapons. And you could get the roll that, is the equivalent of what you've got now as crafted or an adept version, but it's now in the tiered system. Would you rather them that, or would you rather them provide a means to kind of upgrade the ones that you currently have? I know you haven't, if you had them still.
No, I'd rather they just made everybody start again. And personally, I think
it might get people to play more.
With raids and dungeons, you've got your raid, and then you've got your master raid, yeah? Tier 1 through 3 is in your raid. Tier 4 and 5 is in your master raid.
Yeah. And the same with the dungeons, I guess.
Put your tier 5s in with the raid challenge for that encounter.
But do you then start adding feats to the old dungeons and raids so that people can get, or you just do it on that, whatever it's master or grandmaster or
they're there
normal
already.
Or expert?
There is already, there is this raid challenges for every encounter of the raids.
Yeah. So if you complete the raid challenge, you get a tier 5? Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Raid challenge is tier 5 out with a raid weapon.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just a standard completion. Like you went in, it was master, you completed the encounter. Is the tier 4. If you want the tier 5, complete the challenge.
Yeah.
That would make it a lot easier to understand what I have to do to get what.
Yeah, and it's going back to the old system of the fact that if you wanted the adept weapon, you had to complete the challenge for the
Well, it's not
encounter.
even going back to the old system of that. It's going back to Destiny like 1, isn't it? You do the normal version of King's Fall to get the normal weapons, and then you get the harrowed version for doing like the expert version of it, and so on and so forth when they updated all of those rates and things. And even Leviathan, when we had the Leviathan, there were 2 different versions of it. You got the normal, and then you got the expert version.
Yeah, and you got
you got different things from different things. The armor, I think, was
white.
different.
Some of the weapons were white and gold, and some of the armor was
was white and gold, and then purple. Yeah,
and then some of it was heavily gold and white. The colors, the color sort of swapped places, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be the easiest way to do it, personally.
And that'll be much more
sense.
And much more understandable. It's much more understandable to go, okay, play this on the normal version. Here's the highest thing you can get. If you really want to, you could work out some sort of normal version plus a bunch of fees can get you to those higher tiers, pushing the difficulty up. But, the simplicity of that would be really nice to say, okay, you want the higher level gear, you do the hardest activities. I mean, that's easy to understand because I still think I have to think, okay, if I'm going into this activity, what exactly can I get? What's if I do the best I can possibly do in this activity at this level, what am I going to get from it? What's the top tier of stuff available to me? It's just it's still not clear. Like what I have
that's
to
the
do.
Problem with Renegade stuff, isn't it? You go confusing. And do you do your not the bounty thing, but where you either you're the invader or you kind of do those missions where you have people invade you. You do that on the highest tiered setting because that's what it kind of sets you up for your light level, but you're still kind of only getting tier 3 drops. And it's like, well, I know it's a very random chance to get a tier 5 or a tier 4. And the same with playing the campaign. But it's like, it's not as simple. It's like, well, I'll set it to this, and then I want, tier 4s, and if I do really well, tier 5s.
Yeah. But it also eliminates a thing like what... oh my God, why have I forgotten his name?
He's on the podcast.
It's similar to what Gate was saying the other week. Like, you've got people sitting and going into Renegades and then not doing anything, you know what I mean? But they've got all this tier 5 gear. Well, why should people be doing the same in dungeons? You know what I mean? You want to be able to look at somebody and say, this person's got this gear. This person can't be bad. It must be, reasonable in this game. They've got, these tier 5 raid weapons. Yeah, this be all right. Drag this person in and we should be sound. As opposed to sitting and looking at somebody and seeing that they're kitted out with tier 5 gear and then they die 17 times during a strike. And you're like, oh, nice one. Cheers for nomming up all those revives that we've got. Because I do think that is a big problem with the game as well, is just how lazy people have become because, well, I don't need to do it because everybody else is going to do it for me. And seeing certain things used to mean something. When you used to see a raid weapon, it meant something. It meant that person had been out and they'd done that raid and now it means nothing at all. I feel like all the weapons now mean nothing at all. I haven't played for a long time, and I'm now starting to get to the stage where I've got tier 4 and 5 and everything else, and I haven't done anything strenuous. I've just sat in strikes. You know what I mean? Or in the Renegades activities. Like none of it seems to mean anything anymore.
No, it's purely a sign of how many hours have you put into the game.
Yeah,
that's it. And the way the game rewards you for anything, for everything. I mean, I'm constantly cleaning. I mean, my vault's sitting at 852 of 1,000, and I've been deleting the majority of the stuff I've been getting because again, I've got good of it. I've got good I've got a good version or some good versions of what I want, and it's again, delay notwithstanding, it's like I can only if you're going to throw me double drops and triple drops and quadruple drops and great, I'm going to have more to sort through. Like the more does not excite me. I've got plenty. I've got plenty of quantity. I wish it was something interesting. Oh, this is a holofoil. Yeah, it's a holofoil, but it's crap. I'm not going to keep the holofoil that's crap because I'm never going to use it. It's just going to sit in my vault for months, and then one day I finally delete it, going, "Why have I kept this all this time?"
Yep.
I wish it's like if you're going to give me a lot of things, I wish there was a quality metric in there somewhere of, oh, you're going to get a bunch of these, and one of them has a chance to insert something interesting here.
Yeah.
Or hey, this is better in this kind of activity, or just something, anything. It's here's 16,000 heat weapons, great, and
yeah, what am I doing with them? It's ridiculous, and I think we need to do the same with the dungeons as well. Like there's so many of the dungeons have got a regular mode and a master mode.
Yeah,
and I feel like the weapons need to do the same there as well. And like we did. And like you mentioned with the armor, etc., on the Leviathan, the colours basically swap places. Like we'll also do that with the armor from the dungeon, make it look different. Because even if you're not using said piece of armor, at least you could unlock it and you can use it as a skin, and it looks different. And again, you can show off the fact that you've done it by having a certain piece of armor that looks different to its counterpart, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the two different versions. They did that with Trials. You get one version of Trials, and then you get a different one with Trials of the Nine, but which is now in the dungeon. But I think it's the regular version of that Trials of the Nine armor. The other version hasn't kind of come back. But like with the weapons,
wasn't there for Trials?
Yeah, there's two different shaders. And I think they're both in the loophole. We did speak about this, that they threw literally everything into the loophole of anything that was in Trials of the Nine, like shaders and ghost shells and sparrows and all of that, as well as Trials of Osiris, is now acquirable by just playing Trials at the weekend. You have a chance, especially if you go to the Lighthouse, to get those things to drop, or I think wins as well.
Yeah.
With the weapons, I think Waking Vigil, which was the arc hand cannon, and the Tiger Spite, which is the kinetic auto rifle from the Shattered Throne, were pretty good. The Pit of Heresy's got quite a few weapons in there. So we've got Every Waking Moment, which was the Void SMG, the Loud Lullaby, which was the kinetic hand cannon, the arc sniper rifle with the Apostate. Again, you can get those from doing the
Apostate. The Apostate, yeah, you can get that from doing the public event, can't you, on the moon?
Yeah, you can do, and the Blasphemer shotgun and the Heretic rocket launcher. But they're also, you can also get them in the loophole if you've got the Hymn of Desecration from doing the public event on the moon. We've got the Love and Death grenade launcher, which was solar, the Arc Logic auto rifle, which was arc, a Fine Memorial, which was the arc machine gun, the Dreambreaker, which was the solar fusion rifle, the One Small Step, which was the kinetic shotgun, the Tranquility, which was a sniper rifle, which was kinetic. Look that one up because that one might be a good replacement. The Premonition, which was the pulse rifle that you could only get from doing the dungeon, which was the Void one.
One encounter as well.
Yeah, and the Night Terror arc sword. So there's quite a lot of weapons in there, and I would say the Arc Logic, again, auto rifle, and the Premonition, which was the Void Pulse rifle, would be ones to look out for if they did come back with a tiered system. Is there any ones that jog a memory from me saying the names of them to you guys?
I think it was Love and Death that was the grenade launcher, which I know you guys will have never used, really. Cause,
no idea.
A lot of ability to kill yourself with a grenade launcher, but when it first came out, when the moon first... It was one of the first weapons, grenade launchers, to come with full cart.
Yeah.
With the further away from the enemy you were, and the further the grenade travelled before hitting, it did more damage, sort of thing.
Yes, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and it was one of the first ones to come with that as a perk, and that was a fantastic one at the time of it coming out. I remember a friend of mine, he was chasing it an awful lot for a PvP role as well. But obviously that was back then, and it's... if they update them, we've got a massive plethora of new perks that do God knows what, and have way too many words and syllables and things. That just confuses my brain because nothing's kill flip anymore and it's dead easy.
I mean, with the Prophecy Dungeon, we did get some of these reprised just before we had the Edge of Fate with I can't remember the name of the update, but with the Emissary, which I thought, and I think a lot of people did think that these were going to be brought into the new tiered system.
Yeah, I think the way they worded it sounded as if they were going to swap them, didn't it? And give them actual numbers.
Yeah, but they I think they were equivalent to the power of like a tier 2 or a tier 3.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got tiers 3, 4, and 5, we were like, yeah, well, I do like you, and I spent a lot of time getting you, but
in the bin.
This one's got 5 stars.
Yeah. Got 5 little shiny bits on this, so you can go in the bin.
I mean, with that one, we've got the Relentless, which was the Strand Pulse Rifle, a Sudden Death Void Shotgun, Judgment Stasis Hand Cannon, the Prosecutor Auto Rifle, which was ARC, the Adjudicator, which was the Kinetic Submachine Gun, and the Darkest Before, which was the Solar Pulse Rifle. I think all of those weapons are still kind of sought after, aren't they? They're just, I don't even like auto rifles, and I liked the auto rifle. Yeah. And the 2 different pulse rifles, the Relentless, which was the Strand version. It was kinetic when it first came along in Trials, and then when they put it into the Prophecy, it was turned into Strand. And the Darkest Before, they are pretty good, and I still think I've got my original ones of those because they're pretty decent.
Yeah, I think the rapid fire frames as well, both of them.
I think so.
What is it? 720? Is it? No, not 720. Is it? Is it
540?
540?
I think, 720 is the auto rifles.
Oh, 720 is the auto rifle rapid fire. Yeah. They were both 540s. Well, one of them, I remember, one of them was absolutely horrible in PvP.
Horrible is in good or bad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always on the receiving end of it, so it was horrible bad. But if you were on the giving end of it, it was horrible good.
Yeah. And then for the Grasp of Avarice, we have a small loophole, but I think everybody likes these weapons. We've got the Matador 64, which is the ARC shotgun, the Hero of Ages ARC sword, the IS Luna hand cannon, which they turned into stasis, and the 1,000-yard stare, which was the Void sniper rifle, which were all very sought after weapons. And I think if they brought those back into the tiered system, you'd see a lot more people kind of doing Grasp of Avarice to get those.
Yep, I'd be back in there.
Again, the same with Duality. I think there was the Storm Chaser, which was the linear fusion rifle, which a lot of people use for DPS. Lingering Dread, which was the grenade launch, which was stasis. You had the Unforgiving submachine gun, which was void. The New Purpose, which was the stasis pulse rifle. And then you had a couple of weapons that they threw in there from the Menagerie days, which was the Epicurean. But I do believe those are red borders.
They are, yeah.
These ones are now red borders, so they might just be.
There was a machine gun.
Fixed odds is the solar machine gun. Yeah.
There was the fusion rifle, which is the Epicurean. I'm sure there was another one as well.
No, not another fusion rifle, but yeah. Lingering Dread, Storm Chaser, Unforgiven, New Purpose were the other weapons that were in there that had kind of the silver and red glows on them. And then other red bordered weapons that you could kind of farm. Spyro the Watcher, we've got the Terminus Horizon, which was the ARC machine gun, the Long Arm, which was the ARC scout rifle, the Liminal Vigil, which was the stasis sidearm, the Wilder Flight, which was the Void grenade launcher. But then they also have in there the 7th Seraph Officer Revolver, which was the kinetic hand cannon, and the 7th Seraph Carbine auto rifle, which is kinetic. I'm not sure if those two are red borders or not, because I haven't done that one as much. Noble, do you know?
I can't remember. No, I know originally they weren't brought in as red borders because they were brought in with one of the really early seasons, weren't they?
I think they were brought in with the updates, or one of the updates. But all the ones that came with the dungeon are craftable, as far as I remember. And then the Hierarchy of Needs is the exotic from that one. We then also have Ghost of the Deep, which has the No Survivors, which is the solar submachine gun, the New Pacific Epitaph, which was the grenade launcher stasis, the Greasy Luck, which is the solar glaive, and the Cold Comfort rocket launcher, which is stasis.
The weapons from Thingy aren't craftable.
From what Thingy aren't craftable?
The dungeon that you just mentioned, Spyro the Watcher.
Are they not?
No.
Okay. I thought they were.
No.
Okay. Some of them are, and some.
They were brought up and they were redone again, weren't they? With that last update just before Edge of Fate came out, there were another one that
Duality is though.
Duality's got a couple of craftable weapons in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's only that's confusing as well for people.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
I know the Epicurean is definitely because I've had a couple of red borders of those to drop. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, just bring, whatever the system we're going to be using in the game, just bring it forward and move things into that system. Yeah, I don't want craftable weapons if the tiers are the way forward. This puts a bow on the whole conversation around, what's where, what do I get from where, what system is this in? It's like, yes, just put things in the new system.
Yeah.
If you're going to make updates, put them in the new system so I can get them and understand them.
Yep.
What I will do though is in the show notes, I will link all the blueberries.gg weapons and armor guides for each dungeon. If anybody wants to kind of have a look at what's possibly coming so that you can go, oh, I like the look of that one. Let's look what roles are available now. And maybe I could go and get that when they bring it into the tiered system. And then it's, at the moment, we don't know whether it's worth kind of doing them now to get these weapons that then could be converted into the tiered system, or they're going to kind of refresh them and put them into a tiered system, and then you have to go back and get them. But it's worth kind of doing a bit of research ahead of time, because there might be an archetype that you like that goes well with your builds and, whatever. And you go, oh, okay, I'll maybe look at trying to get that when that comes back around.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Move things into the tier system. That's
That's the biggest take from it all, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to focus on anything, it's move things into the tiered system. Make everything in this game something I should want to play in 2026 and 7. The number of things I say, oh well, it's in the game, yeah, but it's in the world tab, and yeah, it's not tiered, and yeah, it's not as good. That list of things, they should be working on whittling that down.
Especially considering now as well that they've added some of the raid encounters, etc., to the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and do parts of what's that one from? Looks of the Whirling Grief. That's what do you call that one? That dungeon. Can't remember anymore. The one with the big meatball at the end.
Yeah, the one. Brains are hard.
Yeah, brains are
Warlord's Ruin.
Warlord's Ruin. That's it.
That's
so you can go and you can do Warlord's Ruin, which I've just noticed. Reward you with Horror's Least. So you can go and do that, but the weapon from the actual dungeon is no good. So it's just rewarding you with something else. What's the point? Just fix the weapon at the same time as doing that. Why didn't you just bring the weapon forward as well? Happy for you to take your time, you know what I mean? But if you're going to do it an encounter at a time, at least do the encounter and the weapon that was available from that encounter.
Right. And if you've done the encounter, yeah, I mean, does that again? I mean, I know they said they're bringing the rad, raid and dungeon content forward and whatever, but like, it's like why is anything? It's like we've been saying since Edge of Fate launched. Why is the world still there? Why can't I play everything in the game in a way where the loot is interesting for me?
Yeah,
whittle away on that. If you're all these maps you took away and said, oh, we're going to take this map away and rework and retinker it. I get that none of these are easy fixes, but if can we not task a couple people post marathon launch with just saying, hey, what maps do we have that are the closest to coming back? What strike maybe is almost did we take out for some reason and is almost to the point where it can go back in? Just sprinkle some of that stuff in. Yes, people will still complain. Oh, all this time they only gave us a map, whatever. But like, there's just a little. It would go well toward the update. Will be the big splashy drop, and everybody will have all the thing, and the game will be saved. Everyone will be back on the hype train making videos about how everything's wonderful. But it would go so much toward goodwill and so much toward just continued interest. Just to see little things coming back, to say, even just, in the TWAB, hey, this map is, this map is coming back to PvP. Hey, we're putting this strike back in. Hey, we're doing this, nothing that's going to move the needle. It's not going to save the game, but it's just a little bit of goodwill for people who are here and playing and enjoying it. A little bit of, we said we were going to take this away and work on it. And now it's finally back.
Yeah, well, we've worked on it, and here it is. I'd give money, to be fair, for the strike with the giant hobgoblin back.
Yeah, right. I mean, you want
was
special
more
events
fun than blowing his head off and then watching him being able to run out of his little enclosures and shooting at you like that giant wire rifle was a machine gun. It was hilariously funny, you know what I mean? And I miss those simple things.
Yeah, DMG's looking for ideas of what do we want as a community. Give us a laser tag weekend. Give us silly things like that. Let's purposely break something, make it available in PvP for the weekend. Just give us a silly reason to play this game. Give us, again, I'm going to invoke the Action Sack playlist in Halo again. Give us silly game modes that are casual, that are fun, that we can hop on with buddies and play, that aren't, time trials, that aren't try hard, that aren't, you have to be the best in the world. Give us a reason to hang out and play this game and just catch up with our friends and do something silly.
Give us a reason to laugh. Give us Mayhem Iron Banner.
Right.
You don't even have to update anything. You don't even have to put new armor in there. Just put Mayhem Iron Banner in there and just say to people, look, we've got nothing new in there, but it's Iron Banner. We're going to reward you with the old stuff, the old weapons and whatnot, but we're going to drop them at a higher light to make it worthwhile for people like me anyway. You know what I mean?
For those who would like to have the Iron Panoply set that haven't gotten that in 1,000 years, make that available. Yeah, like you don't need, world-shattering changes all the time.
No. Just to make sure that it's a giggle, here, right? Tell us how many people you can kill with your golden gun or your hammers or whatever, right? Before they get you back.
Ooh.
And it's mayhem.
Yeah, there you go. And then and then add with the Renegades theme, add wagering, just so you can wager your death mark on the invasion. Put a little wager of bright dust, wager of something. Just say, hey, I think I'm going to get 4 people in a row before I get killed. Hey, I think I can just streak up to 5. Or a little. I mean, just stupid, silly little things like that. Or even just say, when you load it up, say, hey, your highest streak so far is 6. Can you get to 7? I mean, just small little things that don't, they're not going to change the world. And I say small little things from me, the player perspective. I'm sure there's 6 teams that need to come together to make that change happen. Like, I get that. But
the easiest
just like little quality of life and little things to give us a giggle would go a long way toward bringing the fun back into a portal that has largely sucked the fun out of it.
Yeah, it's simply a really good one to do would be attach an emblem to it, and then give on your emblem tracker a simple thing like a highest kill streak in Banner Mayhem.
Yeah,
so that you can gloat that you managed to kill 14 people before someone got you back in Banner Mayhem. Because to me, if someone killed 14 people without being killed in a game of Mayhem, that'd be chef's kiss, brilliant.
It'd be worth talking about.
Yeah, and it'd be worth showing off.
There's someone who's running around with a kill count from a long dead Iron Banner game mode that he's been very proud of that achievement for years. Like, where is that stuff? Where is the stuff to say, hey, here's the thing I did. Look at this thing I did. We talk about armor and weapons and all this other stuff too, and the glows, but give me an emblem I can put on. Give me a stat I can put up. Give me a little medal to dangle off my little my emblem when I'm loading into game. I say, oh, you've got the Iron Banner Wolf, banana skin on. Oh, and you've got this little medal that says 15 kills in a row, or 10 super streak or something. Something. Give me some flair. Give me some pieces of flair.
Yeah. Put an emblem in there that is attached to a character. You know what I mean? Just literally make a metal banana and then have a flaming hammer, a little void, a little void shield, and I don't know what else to say. A big electrified fist or whatever. You know what I mean? To show off your subclasses and whatnot, but then do it for all of them so that they all get to show off, you know what I mean, a little bit of their own with their metal banana. And sort of the subclass things, little flaming gun and a stupid little pole that sticks in floor, or one that you can't see because it's always stupidly invisible. Things like that would be fantastic. Just, I don't know why we had to have overly complicated things. I'm not saying that an emblem's easy to do, but why does it have to be an overly complicated thing? Why can't we have something simple like an emblem? Doesn't need to be a glow, doesn't need to be anything immense, does it? Like you say, like a whole worked set of armor or a whole worked new set of weapons or anything. Emblem, nice and easy.
DMG, this is our ask. This is what we'd like.
I didn't put any of it to you, DMG, because I got really bored of reading all the hate towards you. But here.
Yeah, this game started as a place to have fun with friends and run around in these open worlds and encounter other people and do the public events and then make friends and do raids and then play dungeons when those released and give me a social space to go hang out with people and do activities. Like I mean it's stupid, but I kind of miss running around the world, killing things and seeing other people. Like with the portal, that's just gone. Kepler's a dead planet. The outpost, yeah, there's people in the bar running around, like 6 other people, but there's no one else I'm encountering out. You're telling me I'm going out and doing these jobs out in the wastelands, and there's nobody else out there. There's no other teams out also trying to earn their scratch or trying to make their fortune. There's no one else out in the world. It's just it's the 3 of us and 10,000 enemies. That's it. I mean, how cool would it be to come across another team, and then a big ship comes in or a big boss drops in, and now you're in this open world public event style encounter in Renegades, which is like we've lost a lot of what makes the game unique and interesting, and just you have those moments of like, oh yeah, we ran across these guys and took this thing down, or ran across this team and they were utterly useless, so we carried all of us to victory or whatever. It's like there's the reasons to talk about playing the game and the stories that come out of it. It's like, yeah, I loaded up this 3-person match-made activity, and then we did it, and yeah, my other 2 teammates were useless, and then we barely got through it, or we failed over and over, or whatever. And
I've rage quit and went back to orbit because they were all annoying me.
Yeah, it's I'd like Bungie to look at the game they built and the reason they built it and say, can we get back to that? I mean, that's what we want to see. That's the game we signed up for.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it loads and loads of times, but like the public event thing that used to be on Mars, and then there's the one on Europa as well, where you used to get your exotics from, and obviously the one on Mars, you got the escalation protocol weapons and armor from, and all that sort of stuff. Like they're all so they're held so highly in regard of the Destiny community. You know what I mean? And yet we've moved away from them. We don't do anything like it anymore. Well, why not? Escalation protocol. People had hundreds upon hundreds of completions of it. For what reason? They just wanted to. Why? Because it was fun. They had everything out of it. There was nothing they needed, but they did it anyway because it was a good time. And there was lots of you there, and you could have a good laugh. You could meet people. I mean, I remember loading in and out of zones on Mars for hours, looking for clanmates or just looking for other people that were running it that I could get myself involved in with. You know what I mean? And just squashed it. Like, why have we moved away from that sort of content?
Yep. And now we're getting deep into old men moan about game they used to play when they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd like to see what we want. I mean, this is what we want. The game we enjoyed and the game we used to play. I say used to play, still playing, still here, still hanging out, still having a good time with it. Just, I need a reason to log in every week. I need to listen to Night Demon's videos and watch his video and say, oh, that's up this week. Oh, I can go play that activity. Oh, here's something interesting going on. Yeah, like it doesn't need to be a challenge. It doesn't need to be, test your Metal Guardian. I've got a little bit of time here and there to hop on, let me do something silly. Let me go work towards something. Let me go rack up, some silly collectible or some silly emblem. Like it doesn't. Not everything needs to be a try hard, die hard challenge. Give me a reason to say, hey guys, let's jump on and go do this silly thing. Let's run as a 6-stack because we can get a silly emblem or a silly something for running as a 6-stack and control and all run Rat King. Get the Rat Pack emblem this week. Something like that. Just give me a reason to have a good time and look for people to go do things together.
It's silly things as well. Like they've taken away the opportunity to do titles. Like Chronicler is no longer available within the game. You can no longer do it. And Chronicler was something that you could do by yourself, nice and easily. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like a massive stretch, and it's not like anything was majorly difficult to do. You were running around locations for a lot of it, collecting collectibles that were on the planet. And now there's nothing like that. And there's been nothing like that for a long time. Like, what about making a Chronicler 2 and giving us collectibles that we can go and do again? Just it's non-stressing. It's an easy thing to do. Wayfarer, that was another one where you had to collect all the weapons and things like that from all the different locations. All the different planets had an armor set and a specific set of weapons and things like that. And you had to go and get them. And we haven't had anything like that since titles were first brought into the game. I mean, I'm sure it was a lot of people's, but like Wayfarer was my first title that I got in Destiny because I'd played the hell out of the game and, all the different locations and everything else and all the nightfalls, and I had all the collectibles sat that, all the things that you had to collect. I'd already collected them all. So it was basically, titles launched and I had one.
Yeah.
Because I was sad. But we don't have anything like that anymore. And there's been a lot of different locations added to the game since. So why haven't we had something like a Wayfarer 2.0 or something like that? Again, something nice and simple for people to do. Something to take them back to some of the older content and be like, actually, I never did that. If I go and do it, I can have that. And it, just spread a bit of love back to the old parts of the game.
Yep.
I miss simple things.
Oh. Well,
simpler times.
I think that's it for this week, unless you guys have got anything else.
No, I think I was trying to look for videos or anything, and Maven's been doing some old videos of the Toaster and Wither Horde, but nothing. It's just sort of I think her Yotan video is basically like, I wanted to make this build work. I wanted this to be good. And it just really isn't there. It's fun, but it's not good. So I've been enjoying some of her older videos, her newer videos about some of the older weapons, Wither Horde being a damage over time champion and it being fun to use. It's like, is it meta? Is it going to carry you through anything? No, but it's good fun to throw on and have a laugh with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's about all I've had for videos this week. I have stuck a couple things in the Discord for Noble going, hey, I have all these builds I've been collecting. Haven't used a lot of them, but I've used some of them. Maybe they'll be decent. It's it's like nothing new and revolutionary for the Titans, but it's, similar kind of things. Here's chunky damage builds, and you can become a stasis walking unmovable tank because there's nothing new under the sun. But it's different twist on something. Yeah, have you watched anything this week, Demon? Other than here's my 10 hours in the marathon. Here's my take on it.
Nope, just nothing. Nothing popped out this week for me, so I cannot recommend nothing.
I saw somebody put loads of videos out and started to get really annoyed with all this negativity.
Always.
That was me done. You're annoyed, but you. So I blocked him.
Well, you're done. I'm done. Peroty's done.
Yeah. This is where I say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Parody and Night Demon. Your old man complaining about negativity is noble. You can find the show wherever you get your podcast. Just search Two Titans and a Hunter. Email the show, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Go to YouTube, leave videos, tell Noble how much you think of them. We've also got 81 videos, the show itself, Eververse Goods, Night Demon's best guess at what's going to come up next week and what's actually going to be available, because Bungie won't tell us, so it's a guessing game.
3 of those this week, apparently.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not fun if it's not a guessing game. We're just gonna start our own betting market on what do we think anything is going to be in the next week. And if you're trying to bet, hey, what were these videos you talked about? What shows? What have you linked to? What do you think is interesting? TwoTitansAndAHunter.com has all the show notes for all of our shows, all the builds we've talked about, all the sites we've recommended over the years. Things to help you play this game, because if you're playing the game, you need apps, you need sites, you need other things to live in, work in, figure out how this game works. And if you want to join the Otter Dance Troop, threaten us with a good time through more grenades, patreon.com/TTAH. If you want a more casual encounter, coffee.com/TwoTitansAndAHunter, that's ko-fi.com. And I keep telling you, if you go to twitch.tv/TwoTitansAndAHunter, there are streams there sometimes. When do they happen? I can't tell you. Just like Bungie, I'm not going to tell you ahead of time. That's why you have to go and hit the bell, and then you'll know. Until next week, gents, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
Still your fault, Donnie.
You can't pick on him after the show's finished. He might not even listen to this bit. He may have already tuned out, especially the first time that you've been nasty to him.
And will.
He'll get over it.